the dust has settled and we've had some time. Okay, so now that all the
What's going on, folks? Back again. Hold on. All right. We are back. OldSoulSuni back here on another stream. Over the like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell. So if I want to go live, let's get right into it, guys. In gaming news, the RTX, the 50 series. Let's see. NVIDIA had a little live conference last night on January the 7th. No, January 6th. They had a live conference on Monday, January 6th. Pretty much just talking about I know it was the 7th. I'm sorry. Wait, was it? No, it was the 6th. Yes. On January 6th, 2025, NVIDIA had a conference talking about the new series, the new 50 series of the new RTX graphics cards. For right now, for anybody who is into building their PCs, 4090 is like the holy grail. It's like the best you can get. It's like $1,500. And now the 50 series is coming out, the 5070, 5070 Ti, 5080, and then the 5090. So let's actually check this out. Let me see if I can find the actual conference. Here we go.
In the Air Force, we operate as a team of teams. We believe greatness can come from anywhere, with the flexibility to do it your way. Full-time, part-time, in or out of uniform, we are all airmen. One Air Force, a team of teams.
How about this to celebrate our spring championship?
I celebrated by getting a new Honda Civic Hybrid. With style, power, and fuel efficiency, it's next level awesome. Get in.
Why didn't I think of this? How do you return a billboard?
GPU.
All right. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5050 series, RTX 50 series Blackwell announcement at CS 2025. See a breakdown of NVIDIA's next generation 50 series, the RTX Blackwell family. The next generation RTX 50 series GPU comes loaded with 4,000 AI TOPS, G7 memory, 92 billion transistors, and more to generate the next generation of AI-powered gaming on PC. First off, I don't like the fact that we're doing this whole AI powered. Like, your AI powered is like, it's like a hopeful wishful thinking. It's like, this is what we imagine it could be, rather than having a definite answer of what the actual ability, the software, the frame rate, the framework, the whole tech of your actual product can do. Just saying AI, like, that's like smoke and mirrors. But with that being said, let's check it out. And I'm looking to upgrade my GPU right now. Right now, I have a 4060 Ti. It runs great. If anything, I'll upgrade my RAM. I'm at 32 right now. Probably whenever I do upgrade my GPU, I'll upgrade my RAM. I don't need to upgrade my power box. I'm at 80 watts right now. But if I did, I would just go to 100 watts, 120 watts. Upgrade my RAM, and then when I upgrade my GPU, that's about it. But let's see if I would upgrade to a 50 series, or just, ultimately just upgrade to a 4090 and, see. Let's check it out.
GeForce, in a lot of ways, all of this with AI is the house that GeForce built. GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce. There are so many things that you can't do without AI. Let me show you.
We could do everything without AI. We can do everything without AI. We just getting very lazy with our creativity, our damn work. The following footage is rendered in real time. Okay. I think the most like exciting and shocking thing about this whole series is that it's coming out this month. 147 DLSS4 full RTR. Standard material 47 like What game is this supposed to be? RTX neutral faces. Okay.
All of this with AI is the house
That's
that
a
GeForce
crazy
built.
jump.
GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce.
That boy got an anaconda on his back,
There
don't
are
he?
so many things that you can't do
Had that black mamba.
without AI. Let me show you some of it now.
Wait, did this just loop? Hello? Yeah, it definitely looped. Okay, let's skip that. How did IGN not clip that and
No
fix it?
computer graphics researcher, no computer scientist would have told you that it is possible for us to ray trace every single pixel at this point. Ray tracing is a simulation of light. The amount of geometry that you saw was absolutely insane. It would have been impossible without artificial intelligence. There are two fundamental things that we did. We used, of course, programmable shading and ray traced acceleration to produce incredibly beautiful pixels. But then we have artificial intelligence be conditioned, be controlled by that pixel to generate a whole bunch of other pixels. Not only is it able to generate other pixels spatially, because it's aware of what the colors should be, it has been trained on a supercomputer back in NVIDIA, and so the neural network that's running on the
Why couldn't you just put that supercomputer that's training the AI in the goddamn 50 series? Like that's what my whole point with this whole like AI generation thing. You're making you created a technology from another technology to be subservient to a technology you already had. You just said you have a supercomputer that was teaching this AI to pretty much guess and create these frames out of the frames that are already there. So if there's like 30 frames on your screen, you have a supercomputer train an AI program to create 30 more frames to give you a 60 frame image to be cleaner, more texture, more saturation, more shadows, sharpness, etc., and so on and so forth, from 60 to 90 frames, 120, 240, whatever. Why couldn't you just put that supercomputer that's teaching the AI into the 50 series or into the latest, tech of our graphics card or whatever it is? Like, that was my biggest thing with shifting over to PC. If I'm playing on a PC, I should be getting the highest quality out of the output of a video game. What's going on, Tay? We're just talking about these 50 series of this CES conference with this NVIDIA. If you have a supercomputer, that should be in my GPU at this state. Like, that's the craziest thing about the state of gaming as far as like next gen and the Unreal Engine. We aren't even scratching the surface of what our GPUs, our PCs, our consoles should even be doing. Like, there are games that are on a PS5 that can't even crack 60 frames, that can't even crack past 45 frames, and we're in next gen gaming. But there's really nothing next gen about gaming right now. Like, how many people out there have a PC? I have a PC and I have a console. I got PS5 and a PC. How many people out there have played a game on a PS5 and then you say, "Oh, I would like to play that on PC." You got a PC, like, "Oh, let me see how clean it can, how better the experience can get, how much more smoother the frame rate and just the fluidity of the mechanics can get when I play it on PC." How many people have played a game on PC? You've played that game on PC and it did not run smoothly. It crashed. It had multiple tech issues because, like I said, we have just scratched the surface of next gen gaming. Most games that are made they're not made to be ran at the highest frame rate that it is. Like I said, most games don't even run at 60 frames. At max, most games, 90+% of games don't even crack past 40 frames. They don't even go past 40 frames. Like there are only a certain amount of games that like almost they're damn near like platformers that get to that 60 frames and above. Other than that, you're getting a 35 to 40 frames FPS max on every damn game you play. Even when you play on PC, that's why PC games, when you try to port them to PC, they have a lot of bug issues because as much as they want to port it and say it's PC ready and you get the even more enhancement out of your game, you really can't. Because just think of something like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk already had problems on the console, right? Because actually Cyberpunk was built off of a actual supercomputer RTX actual supercomputer. Like that game was built to introduce ray tracing and that high actual frame rate. But again, 90% of CPUs, GPUs, the RAMs that are in your computer, the RAM, the tech, the CPU that's in your console cannot handle Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is too advanced for your console and your GPU. That's why you get those frame drops. That's when you get those problems with gaming. Either the game is too overpowered, where it's very rare that the game actually is like built for future console or future gaming, or it's underpowered. 90% of games, 99% of games are underpowered. And to add to it being underpowered, it's underpowered because you have to understand a lot of games still are being built for last gen. They're still being built for the PS4 and the Xbox series. There are not a lot of games are not just next gen based. There are still a lot of people crazy enough to believe it that still have a PS4 and an Xbox. Who is bro talking to? Talking to you and whoever gonna watch this video or whoever watching it now. It's a lot of people who still have a PS4 and Xbox. So when you do that, you have to understand a PS4, Xbox, at most they're getting their console is gonna max out at 30, 35 frames. So when you think of these next gen games, yes, it's debuting on a next gen console, but the people at these development companies are thinking, how can we still get the most out of our product? We have to make it for everybody. Now, it would be selfish if they did it, but at the same time, the only way games are truly going to advance and tech is going to truly advance, you have to let the old gen, the last gen, die. If you don't have a PC or a PS5 or Xbox Series X or whatever the latest Xbox is, oh, you can't play. But it's not at that point right now because every developer is thinking about every gamer. Because not every gamer cares to have the latest console, the latest GPU, the latest CPU, the latest RAM, or interface, what have you. So that's literally what's going on right now.
The GPU can infer and predict the pixels that we did not render. Not only can we do that, it's called DLSS. The latest generation of DLSS also generates beyond frames. It can predict the future, generating 3 additional frames for every frame that we calculate. What you saw, if we just said 4 frames of what you saw, because we're going to render 1 frame and generate 3. If I said 4 frames at full HD, 4K, that's 33 million pixels or so. Out of that 33 million pixels, we computed only 2. It is an absolute miracle that we can computationally computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have AI predict.
How many
all
of y'all
the
actually
other
use your ray
33.
tracing if you have a PC?
And as a result, we're able to.
How many people use their
render at
VSync?
incredibly high performance.
Again,
because
half the
AI
time when I
does
turn
a
that
lot
shit on,
less
it fucks the
computation.
game up.
It takes, of course, an enormous
Because
amount of
again,
training
a lot of these
to
games are
produce
not
that,
built to
but once you
be
train it,
ran at a
the
high
generation is extremely
performance.
efficient. So this is
the
one
reality.
of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence, and that's why there's so many amazing things that are happening. We used GeForce to enable artificial intelligence, and now artificial intelligence is revolutionizing GeForce. Everyone, today we're announcing our next generation, the RTX Blackwell family. Let's take a look.
All right. Good.
Is this it? This is it!
I'm looking to upgrade my GPU and my RAM, so it's either gonna be this, depending on the price and how everything looks, or I'm just gonna upgrade to like the highest 40 series. Almost 2 terabytes of memory band. That's fucking crazy. What the top RTS? 125 shaders, 92 billion transistors is ridiculous.
Here it is.
It's even
Our
smaller than the
brand new
4090.
GeForce RTX 50 series Blackwell architecture. The GPU is just a beast. 92 billion transistors, 4,000 tops, 4 petaflops of AI.
Petaflops.
3 times higher than the last generation Ada. And we need all of it to generate those pixels that I showed you. 380 ray tracing teraflops so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute the most beautiful image you possibly can. And of course, 125 shader teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders. One is for floating point, one is for integer. G7 memory from Micron, 1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads with computer graphics workloads. And one of the
Again, what's so crazy about all this memory bandwidth, the 2 times of the last series was they pretty much just say like this is 2 times better than the 4090. Again, I want them to name how many actual games are going to actually be realistically able to compute all that. And I will give you the number of how many games you will actually be able to play at that high frame rate, and it is 0. If you tried to run any of these games at that highest frame rate on every high setting, it wouldn't work. Because at the end of the day, the game itself was not built to be ran that high. You have to have a platform next gen RTX based game. If it's not that, then it doesn't matter about how strong your graphics card is. If the game is that's like you playing Mario Kart with a 5090. Like you got a 5090 to play Mario Kart. It doesn't matter how good your graphics card. There's only so far you can push. Mario Kart. There's only so many frames you're gonna get out of Mario Kart, and that is literally the reality with every game out there. Like I said, there is a handful of games that are 60 frames per second, but majority of games don't go past 45, don't go past 40, and even more don't go past 30. So
with computer graphics workloads. And one of the amazing things about this generation is the program.
You know what these type of things are good for? If you do like 3D modeling, 3D rendering, architectural stuff like that, that takes a lot of RAM, a lot of actual frames, because you have to be very detailed. This type of tech is good for that, like coding, manufacturing, digital manufacturing, digital architect, digital coding, digital actual graphing. That's what these type of cars with this type of power, if it's so-called, if this is legit, that's what these type of products are for. If you are just a typical gamer, streamer, and you just want the best product, that's up to you. But if you're just the typical gamer who just wants a product, you know, it's going to be able to handle every game you put at it, you can literally you can go to any place right now and you can go pick you up a 40 series and you're good. You're good. 40 series get you 32 gigs of RAM, and call it a day. Call it a day. Literally.
Programmable shader is
like the people who want or need a 5090 is a very, or like the highest GPU is a very small group of people. Because even a lot of people who even have games, who like are full-time streamers or gamers, they don't need a 4090, but it's the best. You know, it's the best. So it's like I might as well have it. I can afford it. Might as well have the 4090, the best product, that if it is the so-called best product, you know, the proclaimed best product. So why not have it?
Also able to now process neural networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks, and as a result, we invented neural texture compression and neural material shading. As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we use AIs to learn the texture, learn the compression algorithm, and as a result, get extraordinary.
How about instead of having AI learning, how about you use your freaking eyes and look at how the textures or something go? Just take your time. I know it's gonna take some years to do every detail on a tissue that's on a table in a Vietnamese war field, but it's okay. Just take your time. If it take 3, 4, 5, 6 years until you got to put out the 60 series, whatever, the 60, 70, the 60 series, RTX 60, white whale, green whale, whatever you want to call it, buckwheat series, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know the time gap of when the 30 series came out to the 40 series, but whatever. Like, just take your time. It's going to be somebody who cares enough to sit there and literally do every pixel on a Kleenex to make it look as real as possible. And the crazy thing is, it's some technology from, remember how good NBA Live 07 looked? Remember the sweat physics? Where the fuck did that tech go? I feel like they might have buried them. Whoever created those original sweat physics for NBA Live 07, I feel like they might have literally assassinated them motherfuckers. Whatever happened to that? We saw that for that time, and it just disappeared. NBA Live 07 was one of the most realistic games ever. When you looked at that mocap, bro, that sweat, the jersey fucking flowing, the goddamn bicep, the leg, motherfucker would grunt. You see the goddamn nasal flare. What happened to the people who developed that shit? That was over 15 years ago. 07, over 15 years ago. And it's games now that got motherfucking sweat looking like rocks, looking like fucking looking like paint droppings on people's face now. And that was over 15 years ago that the NBA Live 07 looked that good. It's some games from 10 years ago were ahead of the curve. Where the hell are those people at?
Results. Okay, so this is the brand new RTX Blackwell 5090. Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle. Look at this, it's got 2 fans. This whole graphics card is just one giant fan. You know, so the question is, where's the graphics card? Is it literally this big? The voltage regulator design is state-of-the-art, incredible design. The engineering team did a great job. So here it is. Thank you.
2 fans. The 4090 only has 1 fan.
Okay, so
2
those
fans
are the
is great
speeds and
for a
feeds,
good
so how does
build.
it compare? Well, this is RTX 4090. I know many of you have one.
I don't. I got a 4060
I
Ti.
know.
Does me well.
Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make.
I'm not spending
For
$2,000 bucks on a damn
$1,599,
graphics card.
you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment.
How much
command
was your
center.
PC
Isn't that
build
right?
total? My PC build total,
Don't tell
we'll
me
just
that's
round it
not
out to
true.
2,500.
Don't be ashamed. It's liquid cooled,
I don't do the liquid
fancy
cooler.
lights all over it.
I got 3 lights.
You lock it when you
The
leave.
front fans. Well, there's some color in the inside with the GPU.
It's the
and all that,
modern
but
home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,500 and $1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090 performance at 5.
Hey, yo, 600 bucks? 600 bucks? Yo, I need to be on the lookout for when these things release off of Best Buy or Nvidia. I don't know. I guess I'll go to what do I go to? GeForce.com? Wherever you go to order these. 600 bucks? At most, so that's like maybe 580, 20 bucks tax. 549 for a 4090? Hey, I'm with that.
49.
That'll sell them out real quick.
Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 tops.
That's see then that right there. That AI. That's my only thing. It's like, are we truly getting? That's my only thing, because like the 4090, the actual 4090, didn't have that whole AI generated like pitch to it. This 50 series does. So it's like, are we truly getting 4090 performance out of that, or are you boofing the numbers by saying it's AI generated frames?
4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090.
Available starting January. All right, so we got the RTX 5090, 2000 expected. You gonna spend probably what, 2100? That 5090 gonna run you 2100. So that's 2 bands for that 5090. 5080 gonna run you about 1100. The 5070, let's just say 800. And then that the 5070 Ti, let's just say 800. The 5070, 549. And the 5070 is supposed to be pretty much a 4090. Now, as far as for me with upgrading, that's my thing. But again, with this AI thing, I don't know are those the frame rates going to literally be more if you get the 5070 that is pretty much supposed to be a 4090, or would you be better off getting the 5070 Ti? You know, to me, I always think about it. Once I pass $700, I spent $1,000. I mean, once I pass $650, I have spent $1,000. So if I get a 5070 Ti, to me, I just spent $1,000, and I will have to spend $1,000 anyway because I have to upgrade my RAM. So this is the good question. Which one would y'all get here? The 5070 Ti? And comment down below what's your actual build right now. Do you have a 4090, a 30 series? Do you have a 40 series, a 30 series? Comment down below. Like, are you running Intel, AMD? What's your build looking like?
Starting, of course, we're producing at very large scale availability starting January. Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1299,
So it's a
this
MacBook.
5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this. This is a, look at this thing. Here, here. There's only so many pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Paul.
I don't know who that is. But hey,
So
Janine.
can you imagine? You got this incredible graphics card here, Blackwell. We're going to shrink it and put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores.
Yeah, see that right there. Keywords. We're generating most of them. So it's like, how many of the actual frames are just off the raw graphics card? How many are off the raw graphics card? If the AI is generating most of them, that means more than 70% of the frame rate is going to be AI generated. So that means unless you turn on the ray tracing, the DLSS, and what else? I think it's just the ray tracing and DLSS 4. Unless you turn all that on, excuse me. Unless you turn all that on, how much of these frames are we getting? If 70 and we 30 to make 100, I'm gonna just say we getting 30 frames. Like, how much are we really getting with this?
So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate, using artificial intelligence, all of the other pixels we have. As a result,
See, like, why? Why are you ray tracing what we need and then AI generating the rest? Why don't you ray trace and create all the ones we need? We need everyone. That's the point of getting the most powerful GPU, the most upgraded console. We want the highest quality image, the highest quality tech, mechanics, fluidity, sharpness, contrast, background, shadows, all that. Why can't you just take your time and build that? I understand it would probably take a long time. But again, if gaming can't even keep up with it, the games that are actually produced can't even keep up with what you're doing right now, what is the point of you putting out this product, but yet it's being inflated by AI generated frames? How much, like, if we're only getting 30% of the actual product from the raw actual GPU, 70% of it, I'm just speculating that number because he said most of it is AI. So I'm just going by most is over 50%, which for me is at least 65 or 70%. So 30% of that is off the raw GPU. 70% of it is just creating what it thinks something looks like, based off of, that supercomputer that they have at wherever this is being programmed at. But it's like, you have to have that's almost saying, like, you have to have everything at max setting, ray tracing on, DLSS 4 turned on, to get these escalated, maximized settings. But how many people play on max settings? Not many. You know why? Because most games cannot handle it. How many times I gotta reiterate this? And everyone knows this, just from trying to play games that are ported to PC. Cyberpunk. That motherfucker had at least 15,000 updates, and it's still clunky if you try to put that mug on max settings in certain parts. Because most 99.9% of games are not next gen. They're not built to be ran at the max setting, to be pushed to the limit. They're built to either be ran at the 30 frame for the old gen or 60 frames for the new gen. And that's where that shit stops. That's where that shit stops. Once you start adding ray tracing, VSync, DLSS 4, all of that, the game starts stuttering, glitching, like at some point. It's never just a completely smooth ride.
the energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering, the fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, oh, here we go. Thank you. This is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop.
My man, I'm just going to get a MacBook. I'm just going to get a MacBook. You know Macs exist, right? What would be the point of me getting it? If I have a PC, again, maybe someone who wants to do their 3D, their architectural, all that rendering off a laptop, take it from the laptop, put it on the PC. Other than that, there's no point to ever have this. There isn't.
Thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the RTX Blackwell family.
So yeah, in conclusion, like I said, what are we really paying for if most of it is AI generated? You're giving us the pixels we need and then letting the AI give us the rest of the pixels that we want. But I don't know about you, I need every freaking pixel that the game has. If you can't just give me that raw off the raw tech, then is it really that advanced? Because it seems like a shortcut. It seems like a lazy way to say, oh, we don't feel like actually creating an actual next gen product. A plus for the pricing of it though. If you do get the performance of a 4090 and a 5070 for only $600, when you just saw a 4090 is originally $2,000 or $1,500, $2,000, whatever. That's a steal for anybody looking to upgrade. You know, come this January, February, who's ready to upgrade their build and been debating: do I get a new 40? Do I get a 4080, 4090? But again, I'm like, I don't know if I will get a 50 series because of the AI part, because it may be inflated numbers. I mean, from just using my brain, it's inflated numbers. It might just be smarter to actually just get a 4090 when they do go on sale, because when this does drop, the 4090 will go down at least a couple $100. I don't know. You may be able to find somebody selling theirs because they're upgrading, but it's like I'm not too keen on buying used tech, especially for PC parts. I'm not too keen on doing that, especially I know about computers, but I don't know about every single part of a piece of a, connector for a PC build to know like, oh, if this is looking like this and this is fine to be ran for 10 more years, I would just rather buy new and not worry about it. I mean, I built my own PC. I wouldn't be worried about like that, but it's like to be able to look at it from the inside out and be okay, this is a great working part. It'll be fine if it's used, but it's like, do you get that 5070 if you want a 4090, or do you just get a 4090? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. Are you going to get the 50 series, or are you thinking of just upgrading to a 40 or 30, whatever have you? Again, comment down below you guys' builds. Are you Intel, AMD? What GPUs are you running? You guys also want to send me a message. Actually, send me like photos of your actual message me on Discord, or you can message me on my Twitter or my Instagram, TikTok. I want to see your actual like setup. So send me your setups. We have like a little community like setup, or community like PC build like war or something like that. Like who has the best setup, who has the best build, you know what I mean? So yeah, OldSoulSuni, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that best notify when I do go live, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Okay, so
Okay,
let's
so
move
now that all the
on.
dust is settled and we've had some time to dive a little bit deeper and investigate the fine print on the SS3's frame generator, NVIDIA's websites and presentations. Okay, so the DLSS 4 feature that NVIDIA's websites and presentations seem to be bragging the most about is multi-frame generation, which is a upgrade from DLSS 3's frame generation technology. So to recap how DLSS 3 frame gen works, it takes an already rendered frame from the GPU and then uses AI to generate a new frame. So in effect, it'll double the frame rate by inserting a generated frame in between every rendered frame, increasing the smoothness to your eyes of what you're seeing. However, the downside is because the latency is still limited by the rendered frame rate. Say, for example, you're rendering 60 FPS and then you turn frame gen on. Now your eyes will be seeing 120 FPS, which is a lot smoother, but the game will still feel like 60 FPS because in effect it is still running at 60 FPS. So that's the trade-off that you have to take with enabling frame generation, is that you're still limited in latency.
That right there, keyword is limited. What did I say? A good amount of games are limited to old gen 30 frames, new gen 60 frames. There are PC games, like PC based games. Those are the games that start getting into the 90, the 120 frame rate, that type of job. But if it's console, Mad Max 60 frames. You try to push that, that's when you're going to lose frames. You're going to have stutter, mechanical issues, going to feel like you're stuck in the mud. You're going to have latency, all that, because every game has a limit. And the max that 99.9% games have been put at is 60 frames per second.
To the actual rendered frame rate. Now, DLSS 4's multi-frame generation will extend this all the way up to 3 generated frames. In effect, your rendered frame rate gets multiplied by 4 instead of 2. So if you're still rendering, in a hypothetical workload 60 FPS, and then you enable multi-frame generation in 4 times mode, then your eyes will see 240 FPS, but the game will still feel like 60 FPS. So again, you're adding visual fluidity, but you're not adding any more responsiveness or any lower latency as if you would be running at that actual 240 FPS frame rate. So this is why on NVIDIA's performance charts with the 50 series, you see these huge gains on the games like Cyberpunk, Alan Wake 2, and Black Myth. Those are the games that support multi-frame generation on 50 series cards. Looking at the fine print, let's look at the 5090 comparison chart right now. It's really a comparison between the 4090 running old school frame generation, which is only 2 times the frame rate of the rendered rate, and the 5090 running multi-frame generation in 4x mode, which is 4 times the frame rate of the rendered rate. Surprisingly though, NVIDIA has kind of thrown us a bone with Far Cry 6 in these titles, because Far Cry 6 looks like it's not running any DLSS technology whatsoever, so no frame gen. And that performance figure, if you look at the chart, is probably going to be a lot more realistic compared to any of these inflated numbers with Cyberpunk and Alan Wake and so on. So finally, coming back to Jensen's 5070 equals 4090 performance claim. So let's go back to our hypothetical scenario. Let's say that a 4090 in a given workload is pushing 120 FPS with frame gen enabled. So it's rendering at 60, pushing 120 to the display because it's generating 1 frame per every rendered frame. Now in this hypothetical situation, a 5070 would only need to render 30 FPS to be able to push 120 FPS with multi-frame generation 4x mode enabled. So that's kind of the crux of that argument, is that no, it's not actually performing or rendering frames at the same rate a 4090 would. They're getting a big boost of perceived performance with this multi-frame generation technology being enabled on only the 50 series and 40 series having to rely on just 1 generated frame instead of 3 generated frames per every rendered frame.
And I was like, do you get the 5070, which goes supposedly is like the 4090, or do you just actually get a legit 4090 who is running off its pure framework? Like it doesn't have that AI multi-frame, AI generated aspect to it where it's creating fake frames. For me, I feel like you would just be better off at getting a 4090 because you know what you're getting. It's not what he just said. It's not It's not inflated numbers. They're not AI generated numbers like for the Cyberpunk, Alan Wake, and Black Myth. Even the Diablo 5, like even to say that it's 2 times, I wouldn't even believe that something could be 2 times better. Honestly, as far as frames go, this looks more realistic, and so does this. Like this big ass gap, I don't know about that. So it's like, what do you do?
Even on the website, they only brag about the multi-frame generation enabled titles when they're saying gamers will be able to experience performance twice as fast as the 4070 in games like Cyberpunk, Alan Wake, Black Myth, etc., etc. They don't mention Far Cry 6. They don't mention any other game that isn't going to have DLSS 4's multi-frame generation enabled. So again, that is
Because again, like I said, most games do not have that high of a frame rate. They cap out at 60. Because for every average console, a game, that's all you need. At 60 frames, you could have slow motion, you could speed up, and it still be fluid. I mean, you know that just from if you record something on your phone at 60 frames per second and you slow it down on your iPhone, like it's smooth. 120 obviously is even smoother. You get to like your 240, etc., etc. Obviously gonna be even more smoother. That's when you get into like you're almost at your cinematic slow motion. You know what I mean? But that's all you need is 60 frames. In a legitimate world, at most, where you would just be at this is smooth as I would ever need would be 120. Legitimately, 120 frames 120 FPS would be as smooth as you would ever need the game to be. Because our eyes can't even compute past I don't even think our eyes can calculate past I think 120 FPS. Like our eyes can't even like tell the difference of 240 and 120. Like it's just gonna look and feel like, oh yeah, it's smooth. That's literally all it's gonna be. It's not gonna be like where your eyes can literally keep up with that.
a big asterisk and a big grain of salt that you got to take with these performance figures. Yeah, it sounds cool to say that, oh, this thing can push 240 FPS, but it's only rendering 60 FPS, and you're just adding 3 generated frames for every rendered frame. Again, this isn't to say that frame generation doesn't provide a benefit. Yes, it does visually look smoother, but the game will always only feel as responsive as the actual rendered frame rate. So that's the whole gist of Jensen's 5070 equals 4090 performance claim. They're using multi-frame generation kind of as a crutch to amplify those performance.
That's the hill I'm like dying on. Is like they're relying and living on that. They're dying on that damn AI is carrying the workload rather than their actual GPU power is actually creating these frames and running at these high frame rates and these high responsive times. It's AI carrying the workload. Like they said, the GPU is giving you the frames you need, and then the AI is generating the rest for you. It's doing most of the workload. So it's like, again, when I think of most, obviously that's more than 50%. And I think that's at least 65% to 70. So we just want to calculate that. 30% is coming raw off of the GPU itself out of the 50 series. Around 70% of that is all AI. So it's like how much next gen, how much are you really getting out of spending $2,000, $1,500, $1,600 off these 50 series? Is it really next gen? Is it really the next leap in technology? This 50 series, is it really?
Figures on a card that is obviously going to be rendering a lot less frames than a 4090 would. If you look at Far Cry 6 on the 5070 performance comparison chart, you get a lot more realistic answer as to what the real rendering performance would be between the 5070 and the 4070. Looks like it's about 25% faster than the 4070. 25% faster than the 4070 is not a 4090, obviously. Otherwise, that would be insane. But they're really pushing this DLSS 4 multi-frame generation technology to achieve those claims of performance of a 4090 with a 5070. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys have a little bit more information and some knowledge to help clarify these crazy performance claims. Do any of you guys use FrameGen in your games? I've been digging it in Cyberpunk, but I find that it really does rely on the input frame rate being above 60. Like at least you should be getting about 80 FPS before even enabling FrameGen. Otherwise it'll just feel like a 60 FPS game that's just really smooth on the monitor. Let us know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.
Yeah. If I was anyone thinking of upgrading, I would just go ahead, get a 4090. You know what you're getting. It's been proven to give you exactly what it says you're getting with your ray tracing, your frames and all that. Wait on the 5070. Wait on the 50 series. Wait on the 50 series, not the 5070. Wait on the 50 series. But if you know, obviously 1500 is a big difference between the 5070 that's only going to be 600 bucks. But again, with the 4090, the legit 4090, you know you're getting what you're getting though. No one talks shit or complains about what you get out of that damn 4090. There ain't no generation. There ain't no AI generating no MFG in that 4090. You get the highest quality out that 4090. That is the powerhouse. That is a stampede right there. Or, you know, you save $1,000 essentially, and you get the 5070, which is quote unquote 4090 performance. But again, it's inflated. So, all right, moving on.
Look, it could be easy.
Welcome to Mir 5, the Mir series game introducing Asterion, the world's first AI boss monster built with NVIDIA Ace. A script-based boss monster follows predictable patterns.
I had saw something. Hold on. There was a game that I was looking at. Hold on. There we go. Project Triple L.
When I achieved my bachelor's degree, it was a big moment for me because my mom passed away, but I still think of that moment when I got my bachelor's, and I know that she'd be proud now. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Fairlife has 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and it's delicious.
Now this said this is coming in 2024. It obviously didn't. Let's look this up. Project Triple L. Let's see. Yeah, let's do some research on this. See when this is actually coming out. Okay. Platforms. See again. What was we just talking about? This is coming on PS4 as well. Like I said, a lot of games are just not next gen yet because they're still trying to cater to older gen gamers. Because more than reality, as much as people don't want to realize, the majority of people who make up the gaming community are just everyday average people. They're not streamers, they're not content creators, they just play games. So if the games they like keep coming to the old console, they're like, I don't need to upgrade. I don't care about getting 120 frames per second, whatever. I don't care about none of that. If I can play the same game on my console that I already got that came out 10 years ago, I'm good. Okay. Now, I want to see this project is built using Unreal, plan to be released in 2024. Yeah, that didn't happen. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. just want to see if anything pop up. Nope. Okay. Will be released on PC, PS, release as upcoming open world MMO shooter with more than 30 kilometers of land seamlessly connected by unique. It is being built on Unreal and developed by NCA. That didn't happen. That did not happen. That did not happen. Now it's expected to be 2025. Ha. Kind of reminds me of Crisis. The anticipated game project upcoming Xbox Series PC PS5 release date is in the US expected to be 2025. You can play this game on Xbox Series PlayStation in the
과거에
US this
어떤
year.
사건으로 인해서 우리가 아는 역사가 바뀐 세계를 상상하는 What If물입니다. LLL 월드는 파괴된
This is the same thing just in English? Okay.
목표 지점을 확보했습니다. 해킹 시퀀스 가동합니다. 암호화 연속 신호 해독 중입니다.
Okay, when did this come out? 2 months ago. Okay. It just says expected to release 2025. Okay. I like this little HUD right here. Kind of wish it was just off to the left or like a little bit lower below.
적 기체를 분석합니다. 잠금 해제 프로토콜 확인.
I've been saying this, man. The Chinese developers are putting their foot on the necks of the gaming community. Like the developing community, man. Chinese developers are going ham, bro. There's a lot happening right now. It seems like this would be more of like a multiplayer MMO, I'll be honest with you. Like you get like a team of 6 or something. I don't know about doing this, playing this by myself. It seems like this is all you doing. It's like I'm playing Titanfall, honestly.
When you go rogue, you don't just settle for a little flavor. You want flavors that pack a punch.
Holy shit. I'm not prepared for that. Goddamn leg blender.
올드원 통신에 대한 보안 위협 상황이 발생했습니다.
Yeah, see, I feel like this could be like a co-op game, like a multi-plat, you know what I mean? Like 4v4 or something like that, honestly. I don't get like single player vibes from this. Oh, damn, suicide bomber. Who was you shooting at? It's kind of giving me like Mass Effect vibes. I don't like Mass Effect. I feel like you're kind of just doing the same thing. I don't really know. It says it's the actual gameplay footage from the development build, though. The game has to be pretty close to being done, though. Probably like a couple months out. Damn. Cool healing animation. Yes. How the fuck like 6 bullets take them down, but not a shotgun? Shotgun should be 2 shots. Hello? Oh, that's a big boy. It does give me Crisis vibes for sure. I like Crisis though. I feel like some games had their time. Like I tried to replay Crisis like last year. They had like a sale on all the Crisis, like the trilogy pack. It just didn't hit the same. I don't know. I don't know if this game would be DOA. Yes, I feel like this is again. This game is saying it should be played with multiple friends, not just solo. I guess a lot of this like Warfield like vibe. Like you're in the field. Like it's like you're literally having a battle every time, facing a whole little mini army, a little mini wave every time. I don't know. Not too sure about that one. Like I said, I don't know if that would be DOA or not. Doesn't seem that interesting. Seems like if you played one mission, you played them all, to be honest with you. Hope not, but it's what it looked like.
With the new logo to see how.
Okay.
Nvidia might be getting pressured into releasing their 5000 series early. According to different sources, Nvidia wasn't supposed to be ready to launch the new graphics card until 2025. But after hearing that AMD may be launching their RDNA 4 GPUs later this year, it seemed to have pushed Nvidia enough to start their launch process earlier than expected. Based off recent articles, Nvidia is getting ready to launch the RTX 5090 first in the final quarter of 2024, followed by the RTX 5080 a few weeks later, and then followed by their budget GPUs releasing early of next year. But the main question is, what's the pricing gonna be like? Knowing Nvidia.
Hey guys, Ultra here. Welcome back to the channel. Bringing you a new video of Black Myth Wukong, continuing my playthrough here on PC and my 2024 LG 45-inch ultra-wide OLED. Now before getting started, I want to go and note a few things here about the channel and also bring up my settings. Again, playing this at max settings on PC. Now, while going through this, I guess I want to note a few things. If you're new to the channel, I make 2 versions of every video, a POV version and screen recorded version. Depending on the video you're watching right now, you can find the alternate video linked in the description.
It's the biggest deal at breakfast. Get a medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. The Dunkin' $5 meal deal.
Welcome to the Waverhood.
The Wayfair vibe at our place is Western.
My thing, darling, shine.
Gardening.
Some of us go for the dramatic.
How
didn't I know Weaver had vanities in tile? How?
This?
Yeah, see, he got a 4090.
You'll flip for the poop card.
In the
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you got a 4090, you're good.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Yeah.
Also, I note a few ways to support the
Again,
channel.
like, he's on max settings, but he has a 4090. Like, I feel like if you want to run something on 4090, as smooth as it can be, I mean, if you want to run something on max settings, get you a 4090. If I could find a 4090 for a reasonable price when the 50 series comes out, I'm probably just gonna give me a 4090 as opposed to upgrading to a 50 series. Legit, to be honest with you.
Channel. Now, there are a few ways. Now, the main way is if I have a members.
Now, the craziest thing about this is though, I also have to take into account I do not prefer to play games if they do come on a console on my PC. I'd rather just buy them on my console and play them on my console. Because when push comes to shove, if I wanted to take my console with me, it's a lot easier than taking my PC with me. Or when push comes to shove, I will always have a console as opposed to always having a PC. I won't always have a PC. Like, in 10 years down the line, I might just want to go back to game. I'm never going to give up console gaming because, again, there's a convenience of it. You can travel with it, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's always just on the system. You don't need 20 things. It's on the console. You got it. You bought it. You have it forever. You know what I mean? So that's my only thing about it. So that's another reason why I was like, I don't know how much of a need I have to even have the highest GPU, because 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to get the game on console if it comes on console anyway, so that I can always have the game. Granted, I could always have the game on PC, but if I have it on my console, once again, if I wanted to travel, I could pack it up, bring it with me, play it then. I can't pack up my PC and bring it with me. I could, but that'd be a hassle.
Section of the channel. If you want to check that out, I really appreciate it. Members get early access to this and many more of my videos, as well as being able to watch those videos without ads. Also, along with that, another way to support the channel, if you're curious about anything in my setup, I have Amazon links down in the description. Now, those Amazon links are for everything. Desk, I'd use them. And again, I do appreciate it because it supports the channel directly. Now, really enjoying this game overall still. Now, I've been getting challenged more and more as you get through certain bosses, but, you know, managed to get through what was just the at least the hardest and, yeah, I would just say most annoying one to fight so far. But really happy to get through it and continue my playthrough. Now, just doing this real quick. I need to meditate, or rest, I should say. Just fill up my gourd real quick, and then.
Now, this is the crazy part about this. He's got ray tracing on, DLSS. Look how many frames he's getting. 90. Most games do not run at the so-called max settings that graphics cards can push out. They're going to run at 60. That's what Black Myth Wukong is going to run out on your console. And at most, you make, like I said, this right here is just 30 more frames. But you not telling the difference in those frames besides a little bit more smoother. But you're still going to have your jitters because it's a new game. It has its, it has its peaks. It has its issue, just like every brand new game that needs to have like a day one patch to figure out to once it actually is downloaded and played on a console to be like, oh yeah, we need to fix this little mechanical issue, this frame, or this tech issue.
We'll go ahead and keep going here.
And this is on a 4090.
Now I'm still in the pagoda realm, I think, of chapter 3. I say I think because I got out of the dungeon. Oh, he's gonna attack. There you go. Get away.
That's great. Yeah, he's at 82 frames right here. So it's like, how many frames are we really getting out of these games? As I said, like most games, they're not they're not even built to push out past 60 frames. Like the side games like Cyberpunk, it's rare that those are games that were built to be next gen, like mechanic frame generation breaking groundbreaking game. That's it. But majority of developers like, we not worried about doing that, bro. Does the game work? Is it smooth? Put that bitch out. We not trying to do no 240 frames game. You know how long that shit take? 60 is the goal. 60 is the max for 99% of every damn console player. 60, we get to 60, we're good. Okay.
We're here at CES 2025, where MSI has done something very on this one. Use it as your second monitor. Doesn't take up space on your.
So apparently this is better than Astrobot. We're gonna find out if Black Myth Wukong is actually as good as they say. This is my.
You shitting me? What? Huh? Astrobot, motherfucker. It's Astrobot. What are you talking about?
This is why Thor's wound didn't heal in God of War Ragnarok. Thor's supposed to heal like other gods, but after his fight with Kratos, his wound stays open. Why? It's all because of the Leviathan axe. Back in God of War 2018, Kratos throws the axe into the Lake of Nine, and the world serpent spits it back now, imbued with Iter, a venom unique to the serpent. The venom in Kratos' axe is why any hit Thor takes from it is permanent, no healing, no recovery. This is why Thor's wound...
Cool. Awesome.
My next video will be me eating a muffin for the whole duration.
Mike. Chimney roo. Chimney roo.
All right, so the day has finally arrived. I'm not sure if it's going to be good or bad, by the way. So, here's all my ammo. Everything else. You want the gun? Take it. Is there like a local? Squad, local. Right.
What?
All right, nice. All right, well, on that note, I love you all. Thanks for watching this. I don't think I'll do a part 2, but thank you all for watching this. All the likes and everything as well. I'm just going to, see how this game progresses. I hope that down the road, maybe it's a better game, but right now, the early access of it, the fact that it's almost a full-price game is crazy. Let's see. No ammo and need to refund. That's funny. All right, love you all. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.
So of course, Intel Arc B series can do 1440p ray tracing when your old cards can't. Remember?
Oh my God.
Wait.
Great.
주기는 절망이 펼쳐졌어. 그렇지만 아직 희망이 있어. 희망이 있어. 쉘터 안에 인류를 구원할 수 있는
Many projects they got.
마지막 기회가
Goddamn.
남아 있으니까. 무너진 도시에서
Project this,
피를
project
찾고
that,
탈출해.
project S.
이제 우리의 세상을 되찾게 될 거야.
Oh, this is just a whole bunch of projects. Oh, they're literally all called projects. Oh, that's hilarious. I thought it was being funny. Shit is literally called Project something. Project something. That's crazy. Hmm. What could even be that much? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
Black Myth Wukong launches today on PS5 and PC. Here are 5 things you need to know. The staff is the only weapon type that you'll use throughout the game, but you can unlock 3 stances or attack moves as you level up. This includes the smash stance, the pillar stance, and the thrust stance, all of which you can swap at a press of a button. Now, although the game is fast-paced and challenging at times, this is not a Souls-like game, so there's no need to worry about your deaths or losing all of your resources, as you can just continue from the last checkpoint. Throughout the game, you will find shrines, and these can be used for restoring your health, fast travel, spending talent points, and purchasing and selling items. You can even create medicines from here as well, and there is a photo mode at launch too, so you can take your time creating some pretty impressive shots, or you can even use the photo mode to scout the area around you, looking for things you might normally miss. Now, the main story should take around 35 to 40 hours to complete depending on your playstyle, unless you go for that 100% completion, and that should take you around 55 to 60 hours. Oh, and one more thing, this game looks absolutely stunning. So who else is going to be playing it this week? Black Myth Wukong launches today on PS...
Qatar. Okay.
This boy felt something inside his shirt and started freaking out, and then a huge spider crawled out and bit him on the face. The boy did not become Spider-Man and instead fell into a coma. Jamal then went and found the spider owner and begged him to help his friend. The owner agreed only if Jamal became his vampire assistant, and he went to the hospital and sucked the venom out of the boy's arm. The next day, the boy was better, and Jamal then scratched the board in front of the whole class. He also had the urge to eat raw meat, and when he saw his little sister, he almost bit her neck, but stopped himself at the last second. The boy realized his family wasn't safe and said goodbye to them for the last time. He then went to the ginger dude, who gave him a weird potion before snapping his neck and throwing him off the roof. At Jamal's funeral, his friend put a cell phone on his chest as a tribute, but when he got buried, he was actually not dead and playing Angry Birds on the phone. This boy felt something inside his shirt.
Hilarious. That movie really was all over the fucking place. That's hilarious.
Why is he low-key? You know? Question marks? Hold on. Pause. Why am I getting question marks? But let me ask you, if you think I pull up this image and you mean to tell me each of you aren't about to go, oh my God, she's so hot. If I pull her up, I'm wrong? Smash. Okay, so so as a girl, I can't say smash. Smash to both, by the way, personally. But I can't say smash, okay? I can't say smash to the other one. Raw, no questions. Okay. Why is he low key?
Fucking animated character.
Fans.
Yes.
I should
Shrine boss battles to welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're counting down our choices for the most shrine boss battles to come out over the course of this year.
I should congratulate you for realizing the truth and making it this
Bro,
far.
fuck Raven.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get
battle
notified
though.
about our latest videos.
She was tough because she has like a
Egon,
5-hit
9 souls.
combo. She literally
This
goes.
wouldn't be an end-of-year boss list without a bit of Souls-like stirred into the mix, and Egon is guaranteed to put you through your paces. Obsessed with immortality, this genius helmed the Eternal Cauldron Project, and in her drive brought about plague and death. So naturally it falls on you to put the old woman 6 feet under. Though, that is no easy matter. Across 3 brutal stages, Egon is going to come at you with blinding speed that will demand perfect parrying. Made all the worse when she starts going all out with those projectiles and delayed sword strikes. Grovekeeper Topoda, another crab's treasure.
As your sense of self-preservation rotted away, even. Or perhaps you truly wish for death.
Wandering off the beaten path in this undersea Souls-like was a surefire way to find yourself
Undersea
embroiled in some
Souls-like?
savage optional
Jesus
boss
Christ,
battles,
I gotta
and
let
none
Souls
proved
go,
more
bro.
of a
Everything
challenge
isn't a
than
damn
Topoda.
Souls-like
This
game.
mantis shrimp,
Everything
it's hard.
Just because
The
it's something
speed
to
of his
challenge. Oh,
punches
Souls,
paired
it's
with a
Souls,
gnarly
it's Souls,
habit
it's
of
challenge,
whipping
it's
up
Souls. Like,
sandstorms
God, have
means
y'all
you
ever played
don't
any
know
other
where his
video game
attacks are
before?
coming from at any given moment. And if your parrying isn't on point, then there's a good chance he's going to breel your shell and leave you defenseless. Given how vital he is to leveling up your crabtagonist, it's a battle worth undertaking regardless.
Come and put my tortured soul to rest.
I'm not trying to kill you.
What kind of game is this?
Oh. True Devil Kazuya, Tekken 8. Kazuya is actually that daddy's.
I never played Tekken 8.
Yes, Lush in the
I don't
course
get
of
in there.
support that the difficult shout
I
out
don't
on
get
her
into this type of
engine.
game either. Oh, Rod.
Every confrontation with the Immortals is a challenging one, pitting Sargon's reflexes to their limit. Though, to our mind, not even the final boss held a candle to this Master of Storms. It isn't so much Orod's size that's a problem, it's his insane range. This juggernaut swings around electrified anchors across the limited area continually, leaving precious few windows to avoid damage, made all the worse when his later phase starts to drastically increase their area of effect. If you get stunned, you're going to be temporarily unable to bust out your specials, which you'll desperately need to shave off his health. Best get to somersaulting every chance you get if you want to avoid riding the lightning.
Don't fight the current.
Never played that. I just can't play side scrollers.
Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I must admit.
Every time the one-winged attack was wild, not Sephiroth. Battered with Maelstrom, and it's in one last show. Best not linger.
Is he laughing?
Because he knows this isn't over.
Raven, Stellar Blade.
All this talk of you being the chosen one, it ends here.
Yeah, Raven was a motherfucker.
Whether you're battling against her feathered form or as a fellow sword user, Raven is one pissed off android who will
You literally fight
relentlessly
Raven
test
3
your
fucking
combat
times, bro.
prowess. As the unknown Natiba, she will hack your health with her talons, and if you aren't careful, end you with an insta-kill move that is
I died
far
like
from
50
easy to
times.
cancel. Things only
to
escalate when she
her
goes
in both
mono
those
a
forms,
mono
bro.
with her own blade, where she'll string together combos that become
Yeah.
increasingly complex with askew timings, So, unless you're a deflect god, shrugging off her swings can feel borderline impossible.
She will literally hit you with a 5-piece, bro. She'll dodge out and just.
I'll allow you to witness the end.
Elizabeth, Persona 3 Reload. And test challenge for the instant specific.
Erlang, that motherfucker.
Except himself.
Because apparently battling Wukong's remains wasn't enough, you've also got to face his nemesis if you want to truly prove yourself worthy. While unlocking the passage to fight Erlang is all kinds of tricky in of itself, the actual fight can be hell. Given that this enforcer of the Celestial Court
I think I died
happens to
at
have an
least like
extra
20
defense bar
times to
that makes
Erlang.
inflicting damage that much harder. He can cancel your transformations,
Yeah, that was
blindside
the
you with
craziest
projectile
part.
volleys, and offers
So
barely
many,
any room to catch your
so
breath.
many of
Speaks
like
to how
the bosses
demonstrably
or just
difficult
like the
encounter
enemies
is when we'd
in
rather take
Wulong
on
could
the 4
interrupt you.
heavenly giants any day than have to tango with one dude and his dog.
Today's clash
Like his transformation could knock you out of your transformation. His shit was wild, bro.
Go back with me to the sky.
Epic fucking battle though, and the fact that it turns into like that kaiju battle,
Promised
that was
consort,
like 10 out of 10.
Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Yeah, there's some people who lost life over this boss right here, who lost years of sanity, peace, joy,
Just when we thought
integrity,
the lands between
mental
had broken us with millennia,
stability.
along comes From Software to demonstrate just how high
I
they can reach
played
when it comes to boss
Radon.
battles.
How
both
many
in
times
terms
did I
of
take to beat
spectacle
Radon?
and unyielding
I don't
soul-shattering
know.
frustration.
I played him a
Radon's
good amount of
return was
times though.
shocking enough,
At least
but as it
30 for
happens,
sure.
He also comes armed with a new skill set that makes his previous encounter feel like battling the Soldier of Godric.
I beat
Magic,
his
blood
first
magic,
form on the first
insanely
try
fast
though.
sword swings, and that's all before phase 2.
He just
Throw
had
in
so many
holy
damn
aftershocks,
AoEs, bro.
then an insta-kill grapple
You had to
courtesy of
look out.
Nicola, and you have a
You had to
boss
look
that's
out
like
for
a
so much
generation
shit.
of gamers.
When he goes to that second phase with them goddamn golden beams, bro.
And
Good
my
God.
Lord brother's soul will return,
OP as hell. So tanky.
so that he may be my
Just a
consort.
shit house.
Which boss battle from this year crushed your hopes and dreams? Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips for Mojo Plays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about
20
our
hardest first levels in video games.
This is my comeback. Start yours at purdueglobal.edu.
20 hardest
Zaxby's
first
just
levels.
out Philly the Philly with our signature crispy chicken fingers.
Welcome to Mojo Plays.
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 hardest first levels in video games. For this list, we'll be looking at games that immediately threw you in the deep end with a harsh opening difficulty curve. Which of these did you power through? Are there any we missed? Share your painful memories in the comments below.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get.
And here we thought the first Neo was hard. The village of Cursed Blossoms, once thriving, is home to a bunch of pissed off humans and deadly not very fond.
Check out these other great clips from Mojo Plays, and be sure to subscribe.
The 20 hardest single player games of all time.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and why the hell does the A button not do what the A button is supposed to do? These are the 20 hardest single player games of all time. Difficulty is subjective, but at the very least we can all understand why these games are considered difficult. So don't big man yourself in the comments by claiming a certain game was easy. No one is impressed. Why am I so angry today? Before we continue, we publish content all week.
I think the hardest game I've ever played is definitely Elden Ring. Just because it's like the amount of times you can die to the most minute hit, or just like the after images, the artificial difficulty, artificial damage. Like, it's not even that Elden Ring is challenging. It is challenging. Well, it's not even that Elden Ring is difficult. It's challenging as all hell, but it's just that artificial difficulty of like the fact that a dog could one-shot you, or a bird can freaking one-shot you, and you can get hit by, you can just die to so many things in Elden Ring. That's why it was literally the hardest game ever, because everything is out to get you. A hand can pop out of the ground and take you down. A turtle, a wolf, like everything. A tree can freaking grab you. Like everything. You just gotta be on your P's and Q's the whole damn game of Elden Ring. Like everywhere you look and turn could be an enemy, could be a boss, could be something that could one shot you.
Bros was obviously an instant success on the NES, which meant that shortly after release, it was time to pump out a sequel. For this follow-up, the development team significantly increased the
I don't think there will be another game like Mario, bro. Like I have the classic system under my TV stand. I could take that shit over my sister. We could play that shit till 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like we're kids again. Like we're kids again, legitimately, bro. Like we could play that shit forever. And we already know all the levels. We beat the game before. But hey, you don't play it for a year or two, play that shit all the way back over again, bro. And you feel like a badass when you get like 4 or 5, when you get past 4 or 5 lives, when you're at like the 7, 8 mark of your lives, ooh, and you like on world freaking 7, man, you start feeling like the man. I don't even know if I would say Mario is the hardest game. It's time consuming, but I feel like it's probably one of the greatest. Mario is definitely one of the greatest games ever. To me, I feel like it probably is the greatest game ever, just for its nostalgic longevity, the fact that you can play this side-scrolling ass game, this 2D side-scrolling ass game, or what's this, 1D? Yeah, this is 1D. You can play this damn 1D, 2D, whatever, 1.5D side-scroller ass game with these boxy ass pixels and have the best time, no matter if it's 1990 or 2025, bro.
Difficulty introducing tougher jumps and new hazards like poison mushrooms to challenge players. Widely regarded as the most challenging Super Mario Bros. Game ever, it was deemed too difficult for Western audiences. As a result, Nintendo repainted Doki Doki Panic as Super Mario Bros. 2 for release in other regions. The original sequel, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, remained exclusive to Japan until 7 years later when it was included in the Super Mario All-Stars collection for the SNES.
Classic soundtrack, like, just good, man.
Getting over it with Bennett Foddy.
I never played this, but I've seen so many people rage on this. These are the type of games, again, artificially difficult. I would never put myself through this type of game. Ever, dude. I care too much about my mental health. And sad to say that I played Elden Ring, even standing by that statement now. That's sad. I hate myself for doing it, but I beat the game, so suck a dick.
A man stuck in a pot using a hammer to propel himself through the air doesn't sound like a grueling challenge. I'm kidding, it sounds more annoying than trying to explain the color blue without using nouns. Getting over it with Bennett Foddy captures struggle so perfectly. In fact, it may have single-handedly created an ulcer in my stomach in 2019. The concept is straightforward, but the real difficulty lies in how easily you can lose all of your progress. With no checkpoints to rely on, the game demands sheer determination to keep pushing forward, no matter the setbacks. And trust me, there will be loads of setbacks.
And immediately dropped food on it. If you want an argument with a friend, and then later discover
that motherfucker
the witness.
Compared
to the other headaches. However, it offers puzzles, others near.
This is hard. There's so many good chocolate flavors that we have.
But they're all a little different.
I'm gonna go out of order.
Silver Surfer.
I played this back in the day.
Released in 1990 for the NES, Silver Surfer might have faded into obscurity among the many other comic book game adaptations, if not for its notoriously brutal difficulty.
Definitely came
the titular hero is shockingly fragile, dying from a single hit and unable to touch most objects in the game. To make matters even harder, enemies require multiple hits to defeat, and a single death sends players back to the start of the level. The game is exactly why I refuse to engage in any superhero content featuring the Silver Surfer. I really truly hate him that much. Ikaruga.
Ikaruga. What is this? This is a star shooter. Yeah, I'm about to say, I thought this is just a star shooter.
One look at the relentless barrage of enemy fire in Ikaruga makes it clear this game was originally built to devour coins in Japanese arcades. Despite its punishing difficulty, this bullet-hell shooter has earned its place as one of the most beloved classics in the genre, with ports to PC and various other systems ensuring its enduring popularity among fans. I wish I could tell you why. It doesn't have the depth of Dark Souls or the charm of Bennett Foddy. I tried it, now I don't have a functioning PC. I punched my PC, I hope that was clear.
I want to be the Boshi. Never heard of this.
Made tribute to Boshi Breaks Balls. Both games serve as faculty. Game has gained gaming.
I never played Sifu.
To excel, say they make it happen. It's intense. Each death ages the protagonist. The older he gets, the closer the player comes to permanent defeat. Rough.
Round two. He has a weapon.
I should try Sifu. That might be a good challenge, like beat the game before I turn 50. Classic game. Classic game.
I loved the aesthetic of this game as a kid and didn't even care that I couldn't get past the first level. Because of this, I decided to revisit it as an adult, and it went from one of my fondest memories to one of my worst experiences. Released in 1989, the NES...
Yeah, the crazy thing about that, a lot of those games back then, you can't play them today. That's why I feel like, again, Mario. Super Mario is like Super Mario 3, Super Mario Bros. It's like the best game because like it's a side scroller. Shit was made way back then, and you can still play it today and have enjoyment time. Like most of these side scroller games today, you'd be like, bro, why are we playing this?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles faced criticism for numerous reasons, the main one being its punishing difficulty. Unlike games that fall into the tough but fair category, this title featured endlessly respawning enemies, unreachable power-ups, jumps requiring near-perfect precision, and unavoidable damage in certain situations. It sucked turtle Darkest Dungeon.
Never played this before.
That's battles and in part. He is punished against hardest less in unforgettable in this game in the series for difficulty.
I got that game on that too. Bloodborne is just a Souls game. We know exactly why it's difficult. It's a Souls game. Returnal. Oh my god, bro. If you have never played this game, bro. Oh my god, dude. Everything. I feel like this is definitely for the top 5 hardest games I've ever played. No bullshit. This is a legitimately hard game, bro. Like, what you can be one shot at any freaking time. Well, if you die, you restart from the complete beginning. It don't matter how far your ass has gotten. Your ass could have got to. Well, actually, it depends on how far you got to. Actually, no, I take that fucking back. Jesus Christ, no. It doesn't matter how far your ass got. If you die, you restart at the complete beginning of the game. And literally, you could have been at the final boss of the game you've been playing for shit. Damn. You've been playing for X amount of hours, right? Until you get to, I think it's the 3rd world where you actually have a legitimate checkpoint. Because when this game first came out, there were no save points, there were no checkpoints. If you died, you restart at the very beginning. It was like you literally had to beat the game in one sitting. It was literally like Mario. Like, how you got your lives, once you lose those, it's over. But with this, if you die, you start all the way back over, and you gotta find your way all the way back to where you got to. And sometimes the way you went is not the way you go anymore. You gotta go through a different door, take a different path, fight a different type of enemy, you're gonna get a different type of weapon, get a different type of ability, or sometimes it's things that make your suit better or worse, like it's a poison, or you get more health, or sometimes you can find areas that teleport you to different places to like skip a whole area. But literally, bro, great game though. Don't get me wrong, beautiful game. This is a next gen platform. One of the smoothest games you will ever play in your life, bro. Returnal is definitely a next gen game. Phenomenal looking and playing game, but it is unfucking forgiving. Like, you damn near have to be perfect in this game, bro.
One of the earliest PS5 exclusives came in the form of the fiendishly difficult Returnal. Drawing heavy inspiration from third-person survival horror shooters and the Souls series, this game took a few goes before I truly realized its brilliance. Its challenge largely stems from the strict progression rules, though some of these have been adjusted in later patches to make the game more accessible. This sci-fi adventure isn't for everyone, but players who enjoy punishing experiences will find much to appreciate, especially in its intricate and mysterious story. While Returnal can be frustrating at times, it's definitely worth persevering through the tough moments to reach the credits. Trust me. Neo 2.
I never played Neo. I just got done playing Wulong. You guys be sure to check out that whole series. The final episode just dropped on my channel today, so.
When Neo was first announced, many gamers assumed it was a Dark Souls clone. However, the game was met with such overwhelmingly positive reviews upon release that most players now consider it on par with or even superior to the franchise.
I couldn't play Neo 1 or 2
the combat
because
features
it's not
make it
optimized,
feel
it's not
fuller
next
than
gen.
traditional Souls games and give
too
it a unique
clunky.
twist that is the main reason it feels like a superior
I played
experience.
Wulong and
Neo 2 is just Neo 1
pretty
on
much
crack.
This, you know. So, I get the gist.
Ghosts and Goblins.
It's crazy how many of these games are side scrollers. It's hilarious. This game, I wouldn't dare play this either. I've seen so many people lose again, like Elden Ring, lost life.
Cuphead is not only a nod to 1930s cartoons, but also a throwback to classic run-and-gun games like Contra and Mega Man, both known for their tough difficulty. True to its roots, Cuphead is an incredibly challenging game that requires players to master boss patterns and execute near-perfect timing just to survive. The difficulty doesn't diminish with a second player. In fact, adding a second character can make some boss fights even harder, as the screen fills with twice the number of projectiles, making it easier to lose track of Cuphead and Mugman in the chaos. The first time I played this game was with my older brother when I was visiting my hometown. After not playing video games with him for about 15 years, I remembered why we used to throttle each other so much.
Bravo! Shit.
Ninja Gaiden.
So,
that is a challenging game.
After becoming, I did not get ghosted. I think he was taken.
Money can't buy happiness. So true. But a little money can buy a whole lot of yum. So smart.
Another who guards the Emperor.
The original NES version of every attacker is capable of overwhelming you if you're not careful, and don't even get me started on the bosses. They are incredibly ruthless, often requiring near-perfect play for extended periods to progress. While Team Ninja is now better known for the equally challenging...
I've seen this before too.
One of the key aspects that makes so many games on this list hard is that with one wrong move, it's game over. Super Meat Boy is a superb platformer featuring precise controls and 300 levels designed to test your nerves, and it follows very closely this previously mentioned rule: one hit, you're done. With a daunting number of spikes, spinning blades, and swords ready to slice you to pieces at any moment, a single mistake can send you right back to the start of the level. A good night, the moon. Dark Souls.
I haven't played Dark Souls either. Played Demon Souls.
Just like Neo and Bloodborne, where it takes the opposite
I've been
approach.
debating to play
Dark
Sekiro.
Souls, no amount of
Sekiro will be the last Souls game I play. I played Elden Ring. I tried Demon Souls. It was too stiff for me. Oh yeah, I remember Contra, classic side scroller.
There's only one way to beat this game. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A. While the famous Konami code first appeared in the 1986 release of Gradius, it wasn't until Contra came along the following year that the code truly became ingrained in the minds of gamers. The extra 30 lives given from this code were essential in order to have any hope of completing the game. Contra was also one of the first popular multiplayer games, allowing players to team up and blast through levels in co-op mode. Though much like Cuphead, it doesn't really help. In fact, it makes things way worse. Oh, that was when the brother throttling started. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Now, I played like the first hour of this, and then I just cut it off. I literally saw. I was like, I don't feel like doing this. Like, I literally had that. This is before I ever played Elden Ring. I was like, I don't feel like putting myself through this. Now, I love martial arts games. I love samurai games, assassin, ninja, whatever have you. But it's a Souls game. I played Elden Ring, played the DLC. Like I said, I started to play Demon Souls, and I cut that off. This is all before I ever played Elden Ring. So I feel like I got my souls filled with playing Elden Ring. That's a 50+ hour game. That's 2 video games. 3 in some cases. Some games don't even be 10 hours long. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I do play Sekiro, that will be my last Souls game that I ever play. Like, if I start it again, then I'm going to start it fresh. Like, I'd never played it. Like, started from completely from the beginning. Like I said, I only played an hour in. And that will be the last Souls game that I play. But I don't know. I don't know if I got it in me. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if I got it in me. I mean, I'm sure I got it in me, but do I
Even though
want
it
to do
shares
it?
many similarities with Dark Souls and Elden Ring, Sekiro is an even more brutal single-player-only adventure. In Souls games, you can summon allies to help tackle tough bosses, lightening the load. In Sekiro, however, it's all on you. Either you get good, or you die trying. Repeatedly. The game demands mastery of its mechanics, patience, practice, and cunning. Those hoping to button match their way through this won't get far. Sekiro is easily the most unforgiving experience From Software has ever created, even tougher than any of the Souls games, requiring a really solid understanding of the far more intricate combat systems. Dying makes the game harder, and making the game harder makes me want to die. Catch-22, probably not. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Mojo Plays and be sure to subscribe and ring.
All right, comment down below what's your hardest video game you ever played. Even if you didn't play, what's the hardest video game you think there is out there? Yeah. Returnal's definitely up there. Obviously, Elden Ring or any Souls. I'm trying to think. There's not too many games where I legitimately felt like, God, this game is just too freaking hard. But I mean, I beat both those games. I beat Returnal. I beat Elden Ring too. But it definitely was like, holy shit, man! Like, what are we doing? Like, yeah. The game I died the most on was definitely Elden Ring. That was probably like 500 deaths on Elden Ring. For sure, I can confidently say I probably died at least 500 times on Elden Ring. So, okay. Let's see.
That's gonna take some getting used to. All right, shot a spear out, I guess. Wow, this is not a spear, is it? Let's see. Enemy critical blow. Video's sake. Is it? I don't even know. People are like. Now you can see it. The one next to it might be the.
Dante not your friend anymore? Wait, why? Is he live? Why we not
friends. Why we beefing? Don't make.
Already, the power of the sanctum returns to me. Your days of plundering its secrets end today!
Crew members is an experience. The game's relatively short length makes surviving this nightmare easily digestible in a single playthrough. Around long enough that much of its future technology are now modern day conveniences. But RoboCop remains a timeless icon much like the Terminator and has finally received a game deserving of his status.
It's a new way to spend taxpayers' money.
With every game these days chasing the uncanny valley, sometimes you just want a game focused on nothing more than the power fantasy of letting you loose to have a good time. A throwback to the PS2 era of third-person shooters, Evil West sets players on a quest to quell a supernatural uprising and gives you an obscene amount of steampunk and Tesla-inspired equipment to do it. A ridiculous premise full of clunky dialogue in the best ways, solid, impactful, and bloody combat, and some truly grotesque monster designs, Evil West knows exactly what it wants to be and wants to go as they navigated the Black Plague and the endless stream of highly infected and deadly rats.
Your voice doesn't have...
All hope rests with us.
Puzzles, combat... Returnal. It's just ridiculous.
Let's see. How much is Evil West? Evil West. Evil West. Evil West. Evil. That shit's still $50? No. I don't think so. No.
Did you ever think about how old Kratos is? Well, it's not as simple as it seems. In God of War 2018, Kratos is around 1,067 years old. Here's why. The timeline in the game is based on real-world events, like the destruction of Sparta in 464 BC and the start of Fimbulwinter in 536 AD, which are roughly 1,000 years apart. If we add in Kratos' age at the end of God of War 3, around 50 years old, he's over 1,000 years old by the time we see him in the Norse world. If we focus on in-game events, Kratos is about 205 years old in God of War Ragnarok. This estimate comes from his age progression, starting at about 30 years old in the early games, and adding the roughly 150 years that pass after the Greek trilogy. So, whether it's the in-game years or the broader timeline, Kratos is either around 205 years old or over 1,000 years old. Quite a lot for a God of War, right? Did you ever think about how old Kratos is? Well, it's not as simple as it seems. In God of War...
Dante, not you.
In 2025...
Boom, sup everybody, avocado.
Wonder how much
Boom,
that,
sup everybody.
Evil West would be on the PlayStation Store. Yes, store. Hold on. Let's see. Evil. That shit $50. That shit $60 too. Well, damn. That's gonna be getting it then. I thought it would be like $20 now. Shit been out for like a year and some change. I know it ain't that damn good. Oh well.
Yo, why the hell?
My coverage of CES.
All right.
This is the $4,000 RTX A6000. This workstation grade graphics card costs 10 whole PS5s. I could buy PS5s for all of my friends and still have $4,000 to spare because I have no friends. Either way, I will be optimizing this graphics card to complete the most impossible challenge I've ever done, getting 1200 FPS in Fortnite. In the past, I optimized my main PC from 850 to almost 1100 FPS, but achieving 1200 FPS would be the most outrageous, or around 4,000 to 5,000 Canadian dollars, and even broken parts sell for 3,000. You're still only going to use around 24 gigabytes, which is only half of what the A6000 offers. Either way, 16K displays cost just a bit too much, so it'll probably take a few days.
Yeah, I saw Scumnut play this mod. It's made by Garden of Eyes.
The first person.
Yeah, I saw Scumnut play this mod. It's made by Garden of Eyes. Well, that's interesting. Alright, so you can play Harry Potter in the Mega Mix here. That's the only change. Honestly, this feels pretty good in first person, I'm not gonna lie. I thought this would be much more disorienting.
No, that shit looks
terrible. It feels like I'm playing VR in, like, the Meta Quest 3.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Oh, I don't know, I thought I could ADS.
Yeah, I would throw the hell up.
Let's see if I can kill tutorial boss with the AK-47. Oh.
Hell no.
This will be the last thing this guy expected.
Oh, did he have a, oh, you got an AK?
Alright, this is a little harder than I thought it would be.
But you're dead. Anyway.
I'm new to flying this jet.
You got a jet? What the fuck?
There's no way you can hit me up here, right?
What the hell is happening?
There's gotta be missiles on this thing, right?
What is happening?
Maybe my little joystick. I got the classics! Whew. I ran out of stamina.
Ilyana summoned a lightsaber to bully Donnie, who hadn't awakened her superpowers. The teacher showed up in time and stopped Ilyana, but Ilyana was so disobedient that she took advantage of her teacher's absence and attacked Donnie again under panic. Donnie awakened her abilities and made Ilyana see the things she feared the most deep in her heart. Donnie's abilities even aroused fear in the teacher, in order not to let Donnie threaten the safety of other superpowered individuals. The teacher decided to destroy Donnie. Donnie fell into a coma and her powers exploded completely. Everyone was pulled into an illusion.
Oh, I saw this
a huge
before.
nightmare bear appeared. Facing such a powerful monster, Ilyana didn't flinch. She fought against the nightmare bear alone, but was quickly defeated by it. The other classmates also bravely stepped forward and used their superpowers to fight against the nightmare bear. But human strength was hardly a match for the monster. Just when the classmates were in danger, Donnie finally woke up. She took a risk and stepped forward, trying to subdue the nightmare bear. When she touched the nightmare bear, it obediently lay on the ground. Ilyana summoned a lightsaber to bully Donnie, who hadn't awakened her superpower.
It's literally from the show or movie Mutants. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that.
We will have to make a stand here. This foe may pose us a challenge. Be sure to keep your guard up.
No.
In 2000.
It's all beta run numbers.
Hey, welcome to Demon Souls. I made a lot of different life choices. I went back and made a whole new character just because after giving it some thought, like that makes a lot more sense now. Say goodbye. And that's it? Just this is the hardest Souls game? People told me? Oh, I'm a human. Ah! Well, for the first boss, I'm a little disappointed. No, I'm disappointed. I'm actually disappointed. I guess it would be hard if you didn't try to figure out fire is his weakness. Now I'm thinking, if I didn't have this class, would I have immediately tried fire or not? Makes you wonder. But anywho, there's still more of these children of these things. They're everywhere, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all leave me no choice. Bun guy, you fool. Oh. All right, that shield is still a problem. Didn't think about that one. Do I like, woo? Oh, that's just, oh, I get it now, bitch. Oh no. Hey, welcome to Demon Souls. I made a lot of different life choices of these children of these things. They're everywhere, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all leave me no choice. Bun guy, you fool. Oh. All right, that shield is still a problem. Didn't think about that one. Do I like, woo? Oh, that's just, oh, I get it now, bitch. Oh no.
You slide on me, flesh side on me, left side on me. All right, I think that is gonna do it. I was gonna play some games, but I want to go sleep. I'm tired. I want to shut my eyes. It's already 2:14. I'll play.
Should we check this out? I've had this installed. Should we check this out? I've had this little bananas, but it's just what I'm working. Rift. Here we go. First real ancient dragonstone. Much to learn. Much to learn. We still out of arrows. Okay, the game really wants me to try and parry. Okay. That was a parry. Oh! No! Don't one-shot me. Don't one-shot me. Every day you wake up. Hey! There for the shortcut, which means it's just way nicer. Soul Flake Charge! To this boss.
These dark
days. Fire helmet. Okay, night fight. Second phase. I have a second phase! Soon I will have a new health bar. One far younger and more powerful.
Oh no.
It was what's it called? The Griddle Gang?
No, Gridiron Gang.
Gridiron. Of course. That's right, man. And then them kids, you all had adopted all them kids because you was a gay couple and you had adopted all them children together to take care of all them. That was good. That was fantastic, man.
No, that was Gridiron Gang Bang.
I ain't seen that movie yet. That's down the street in West Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? See, Gridiron Gang is one film, but the Gridiron Gang Bang gonna take it to a whole nother level. You see what I mean? That's a different thing altogether, man. That's good, man. Hey, man, can I ask you something, man? I got this white delivery truck downstairs. It's kind of nasty.
No, I'm not.
Could you just? I was wondering if you can't pick my.
No, I do that on TV.
Well, of course you do it on TV. What am I doing, man? I shouldn't even ask you. That was rude on my part.
No,
I was thinking. But if you could just take a look at it downstairs, give me some tips. Like put a shark on the side of it, breathing fire, something like that, and angels coming out, something like that.
You know, I never actually work on the cars. I just host.
Well, of course you don't work on the cars, dog. You too busy hosting the show, man. You directing it.
No, I just host.
You gotta find time to buy that jewelry. I mean, you ain't got time to be talking.
Eugene?
Please. Yeah, that's my name, Eugene.
What did you think when you first walked in, man?
I thought
what you expected.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, cause I have seen you in Be Cool. And I know that's the true story, so I know that you are gay. No, I'm not gay, but I'll tell you, if I was, I'll be in love with
let me
both
hit
of
it?
y'all.
Oh,
I would let you hit it. I would let you hit it. Look, can I tell you something else? Can I ask you a question?
Can you ask me a question?
Could you lift?
You ask me all the questions.
Could you lift me up right now? Just up over
Like
your
your
head.
spirits?
See how you did that? See how you had just done that? I have been talking about it figuratively, and then you took it all physically and took it to a how. Now, oh, that's what you just did, right?
I did, man.
You could, man. That's why he good, because he's strong.
Dude, man, he's strong. He's
Hey, I
strong.
saw him.
He's strong.
I thought you was going to kill at least 4 of them guys in that movie, man. I was like, why don't he pull out a knife and do something?
No, I mean, we're role models, man. We play real guys and real heroes in the film. And
So it was a documentary. I told the man sitting next to me, I said, this is a documentary, man.
No, it was made from a documentary.
Yeah,
it started as a documentary. That
Are you sure you couldn't put some wings on the side of my truck and maybe put some tail lights on the back, like fish tail lights, and maybe the exhaust come out like the Batmobile, like a flame? And I'd be driving down the street like, what's up, Jim? Water delivery. What's up? Because my car is at this level right here, y'all.
But what do you
what I
need to
wanna
take
do,
it to?
I gotta take it. That's what I want. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I want to ask you, how does one go about getting such a name as extinct? How you do that?
It's exhibit.
Okay,
What are you laughing at?
Right. See, I was gonna ask him. You gotta get a little bit on that.
Oh, no, left. This is for the nice.
I modded Elden Ring to make leveling up my character not only increase my stats, but also increase my size. Not like that. For every single level it's because the camera is so far away from the ground that we can't hear our own. Oh! Oh, fuck, dude.
Wait, what?
We're gonna go on ahead. Now we get the epic music the whole time. That? God, the camera. Alright. That one. I don't think it came out as cool as you thought it'd be. Anyway, hi Mug, you're small, dude. Oh, dude, that's pretty great damage. Honestly. Get him. Yeah. Bro, we're kicking his ass. Dude sucks. Oh, okay. All right, phase 2 might be a little problematic. He's like a little birdie, dude.
It's like a little birdie. Goddamn water cooler thing. Holy shit, man. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. You speed run this game in how long? 42 minutes.
Abandoning Helios. Heading to
I mean, I'm more impressed.
towards White Shadow Broadcast. This forest contains extensive ruins of a xenotype civilization. Ancient walls, scout log.
I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but
Encountered scavenger fauna.
Crazy still got hit.
I've discovered
I would
piled
like
corpses
the
of
amount of times you would
xenotype
have to play
species.
this game to
Likely
be
the
able to do
architects
this
of
in
these
one go.
ruins.
You have to play
This
it
could be
so
the
many
sentience
times,
that
bro, to
broadcasts
figure
the
this
white
out.
shadow signal.
It's not even funny. What?
Encountered hostile predator.
Oh, I guess you gotta kind of crack the game. Oh yeah, I be forgetting. That's another thing. You have to kind of like know when to restart it so that it kind of like breaks the game.
Abandoning Helios. Heading towards White Shadow broadcast.
Oh.
New technology discovered. Augments my weapon with an alternative firing mechanism. Highly effective. This will be useful. Discovered a massive wall beyond which is the White Shadow signal. I can't cross the chasm. For now, I'll change objectives and investigate the energy reading in the forest.
Cutting down all the meat and potatoes.
Confirmed. Point-to-point teleportation. Location exit seems fixed.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, you gonna restart the game? Oh shit! Oh, yeah, dude, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like you would have to know to do that.
Detecting a strange energy reading. Setting a marker on my map.